Let's hold our breath, cross our fingers, see if we make weight. Good morning and happy Labor Day. As you can see, we are back here on a beautiful North Shores. We were on South Shore last week. And yeah, today is kind of a different video in the sense that I decided to do a subscriber challenge. And I just decided this last night that every new subscriber I got by this morning, I just posted on Twitter and Facebook and whatever, I would collect a pound of trash today for Labor Day. Now, the good news is it's not like I got 100 subscribers because I'd be in trouble today. But I did actually get one. So as such, I will commit to cleaning a pound of trash today on this beautiful sunny Labor Day. And normally, regular beach clean, I think my last video, I was out about an hour and I got easy 6 pounds, no problem. So I could probably do that again today. But like I said, since I committed to 1 pound, what I'm going to do is collect 1 pound, but I'm going to do something a little bit different because I'm going to focus specifically on microplastics. And if you haven't heard about microplastics, I've spoken a little bit about them, but I'll have a lot more to say once I've collected a bunch and I have some to show you. But as per their name, they're tiny bits of plastic that are quite insidious and harmful to marine life and marine environments, and by extension, us. So I'm going to look around, try to collect as many microplastics as I can, because obviously, as they are tiny, I'm going to need a lot of them to get even just a pound. So, and I do find them oftentimes, but usually there's a lot of big stuff mixed in, of course. So just microplastics today, and we'll talk about those and focus on those. So let's hit the sands and see what we can find. All right, well, I think I found a spot out of the wind, and hopefully I got a pound's worth of microplastics, because that was way more of a pain in the butt than I thought and hoped and expected it to be. And not surprising, I mean, they're called microplastics for a reason. From my basic rudimentary research, microplastics are any types of plastic that have either been produced or degraded to being less or fewer than 5 millimeters. I'm not a metric guy myself as much as I should be, but I know that's really small. So I tried to pick up as close to, tiny millimeter type pieces as I could find, 5 millimeter type pieces as I could find. But some are, a little bigger, like they might be only 1 millimeter wide, but maybe, several millimeters long. So yeah, it's hard to find only pieces that are that small, because they're also hard to spot because they've degraded that small. So I'm going to hope that I got a full pound here. I know it's going to cut it close. But man, I never thought I'd say this. I can't wait to get back to collecting my normal trash, because I pass plenty of it, you know, bottles and cans and larger stuff that eventually breaks down into microplastics. But yeah, that stuff is so much easier in that sense to pick up, and it feels like you're accomplishing more because you can get this much weight in just a few minutes versus if you're just focusing on these. And you know, I would advise to pick these up in your adventures as you see them, but solely to focus on them is such a pain in the butt. So let's hope that we get a pound here. I think I calculated a pound is about 450 grams. And of course, my scale that I use is a little coffee scale that measures in grams too. So let's hold our breath, cross our fingers, see if we make weight. We're not even close. We got about 54 grams. Don't know if you can see that. So that's not going to happen today because that took me about an hour. And I'm not spending 10 more hours looking around for more microplastics like this. So I'm going to have to collect a full pound of trash, including regular stuff. And this is kind of the problem with microplastics. You can find spots where there's a ton of them, but then other days, you know, I went down about a mile stretch of beach and they were around, but they take time to collect. So, you know, hopefully I find more in addition to some of these bigger pieces. But you know what? Let's try that. Let's collect our normal types of plastic too, and see how much more weight we come up with in addition to, you know, what is just a percentage of a pound here. So yeah, let's get back at it, because there's always more trash to be had, unfortunately. Okay, that was a pretty long beach clean today, a couple hours, and I just, if I look a little more disheveled than usual, it's because I just took a dunk in the water. You know, the thing about beach cleaning in early autumn, September, is I think September is the best beach clean month because the water's still warm enough, but you know, it gets a little bit cooler so you can still swim, and it's still plenty hot out. So it's a nice balance, whereas a lot of other times of the year, like late spring, you know, it starts to get really hot, but the water's still too cold to really, you know, go in and enjoy. So it's a nice balance this time of year, really. And, you know, I'm just trying to enjoy it as much as I can, but the sun's still pretty bright. So you can really only be out here a couple hours before you risk, you know, really, I tan pretty well, but I have a lot of other friends and fellow beach cleaners who, you know, very sensitive skin. So you still got to be careful this time of year. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself because I am excited by the final haul I got here. As you can see, stuffed this bag to the brim, and you know, like I said, trying to find microplastics can be challenging, as we saw earlier. But you know, this other stuff, these big pieces, a lot of them do break down eventually to microplastics. You know, I have a couple of comparisons of a you know, freshly picked straw, or relatively freshly picked straw, versus a somewhat degraded straw, and you can start to see how, you know, it will start to degrade into microplastics pretty quickly. So all of this stuff becomes microplastics over time, you know, similarly with this foamy stuff that you know, you often find. It's like these pieces are very brittle and they break off, and this is about, you know, the beginning size of a piece of microplastic. So it does add up over time. And it does break down over time. Like I said, all of this plastic stuff, it's terrible for marine environments. It's terrible for marine mammals. It's terrible for the ocean in general. And again, it doesn't take, it breaks apart, but in order to actually degrade, that can take hundreds, if not, more, in hundreds of years, if not thousands. So it's very insidious, and it adds up over time, and it's continuing to add up. And with that said, it's time for our second weigh-in. So first weigh-in didn't go so well. We only got about 50 grams, which, again, I think that's like a tenth of a pound. It's really not much. Anyways, the moment of truth. All right, this is going to be hard to actually balance on the scale. Bear with me. Oh yeah, that is about 7,000 grams. So I think we made it with extra to spare. This is I'll put the full calculation in the corner when I calculate when I get home, but we have at least a pound. And like I said, this will all turn into microplastics eventually. So, and it's all your typical summer stuff: balloons, water bottles, straws, bottle caps, cans, strings, fishing line, stuff again that you find in the summer, but you also find year round from runoff too, like packaging tape and stuff that, gets from tipped over garbage cans and washed down by storm drains and streams and that sort of stuff. So there's going to be plenty of more stuff like this to come in the fall. And the point, the conclusion that I drew today from, sort of trying to delve into the microplastic part of beach cleaning a bit more is that, again, it just confirms and validates what I've been able to observe over time, which is that, this stuff, it's not going away. And it's, even if it gets buried in the sand, it's just going to layer on top of each other. So, I just hope that's what we can sort of take away, is that like every bit that you do pick up really does count, and it really does help. Again, I had said that the challenge for me today was to pick up as many pounds as I got new subscribers as of last night. And I was able to get one, and I, couldn't quite get that much worth of microplastics, but I hope I made up for it with this better haul here. So hopefully next challenge I get more subscribers, and I can just go with, regular weight in terms of how many pounds for how many new subscribers. So you can help me out with that by subscribing, or, sharing these videos with other people who might be interested in, learning more about beach cleaning and the environment and plastic pollution and sort of what you can do. And there's a lot that you can do. So check out some of the other videos, subscribe, you'll get updates on new videos. Like I said, this fall, perfect beach cleaning season and weather. So I'm going to have a lot more episodes this season coming out of different locations, different types of waste that we find, all sorts of adventures coming up. So if you hit the subscribe button, you'll get updates to all of those fun adventures coming up. And, again, please do share if you think other people will find this type of adventuring interesting. And like I said, there's more to come. So, but thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody who joins me on these beach clean adventures. And hopefully, again, it's something anybody can do, even if you don't live near an ocean or the water. Inland cleanups, a lot of this stuff, it eventually, if it takes hundreds of years to break down, that's plenty of time for, rain water to wash it downhill and into streams and eventually the ocean. So even if you do a local neighborhood inland cleanup, that still is, it's something. It can help in, some way. So just encourage everybody to try to learn more and do what we can. And, hopefully we can start to make more of a difference. So thanks so much again for watching. And until next time, enjoy your Labor Day weekend, and hopefully soon see you on the beach.